Hello and welcome to the Armchair Pundits Manchester United post-match review show. I'm your boy Monts and I'm here just to talk about and review Aston Villa versus Manchester United at Villa Park. So an away day for United, and after the last game that we had, I think all the neutrals be locking in and be looking for something high energy, real on the edge kind of football. But I feel like at the end of this, I've got a bit of a taste in my mouth. We had a poor showing, real threat, and again, no cohesion. So before I get into this, I want to ask you guys watching, locked in, to do what I ask you pretty much every episode: to join, to like, to share. Friends, family, everyone's welcome. Leave your comments so that we can come back to you and spread the love. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. So yeah, Manchester United away. Last game that we had was at home against Bournemouth. We scored 4. Now, I've done a prediction in the week with the boys on our last pod, and I said that I reckon that now we know where the back of the net is, this game could easily be 3-2. What I didn't take into consideration is that Aston Villa are on a 9-game winning streak in all competitions. Now, since they lost to Liverpool, they have galvanised themselves. They've kind of solidified their defence and they have been a massive threat up front. United have been nowhere near that. The first 45 minutes at Villa Park was probably, I'd say, 10 or 15 minutes to Villa and half an hour or so to United. Very much cagey football. No one wanted to give anything away, but I could see that Villa had a game plan. And their game plan was to go down the side where Euro was, Lenny Euro, on the right-hand side of the Manchester United defence. Keep on picking the lock until you can unlock something. Now, it took until the 45th minute for McGinn to send the ball over to Rodgers. Rodgers to step inside on his favoured right foot. Why he was allowed to do that, I don't know, because he was all the way at the corner flag at one point. Stepping onto right hand on inside his right foot and literally lashed the ball from inside the box past Lemens. Could he have done better? I don't know. It was a great shot, can't lie. He's whipped it right around the keeper. The keeper barely got a fingertip to it. But for me, defensively, Euro should have got a lot closer, shouldn't allow him to cut in on his right, and he shouldn't have been able to gain so much ground. Now, to Villa's dismay, and to my absolute joy, Cunha was knocking on the door for the entire half. And I've been saying to everyone, and to you, the viewers, the loyal viewers, I should be calling you, that once Cunha gets his goal, once he gets his goal for United and starts his Manchester United campaign officially, I think he'll get a run of games where he scores consecutively, or he'll get them in bunches. Well, so shall it be done. 2 minutes after Morgan Rodgers scores, Cunha gets a ball in from Dorgu and he whips the ball around Emi Martinez. Now, it was Matty Cash that gave the ball up. They were trying to beat the press. Dorgu's press was very intense. He won the ball in the defensive third of Villa, and Cunha was pretty much free to take 1 or 2 touches and position his body to get it around Emi's hands. To be fair, Emi got nowhere near it anyway. But yeah, it was a great goal, and it saw us go 1-1 just before half-time. Now, up until that point, there wasn't really much to talk about, apart from one thing: Bruno pulling up. He had no one around him. He's received the ball on a half-turn, and as he's received the ball, he's kind of pulled up and pointing at his hamstring or his thigh area. He's passed the ball to another player, to be fair. I think it was Shaw, and Shaw's just kicked the ball out and asked him what's going on. And he kind of pointed. He didn't want no one to come on to receive medical, but everyone was a little bit confused, if I'm going to be honest. Even a ref came over to ask him, "Are you all right? Do you want to receive treatment? What's going on?" He was like, no, he wants to play. He then signed to the bench, just give him a minute. And we were already in at that point, I think we was already probably about 30 minutes into the game. No, about 35 minutes into the game. So there's about 10 minutes left and we were 1-0 down. So that's the true testament of a winner. Yeah, he doesn't really want to leave the field knowing that we're losing, knowing that he is probably a key role in us being able to turn things around, turn the game around even. Anyway, that in itself kind of soaked up a lot of focus and attention from me, to be quite honest with you, because I was thinking, when I looked at the bench that United put out today, I struggled to see if Bruno's got to come off the pitch, who do we bring on to replace him with the identity of creativity? Yeah? Someone that could unlock a defense. You might say that Mount holds that. You might say that Cunha holds that. But Cunha's only now just really finding his feet, to be honest. And Mount, again, this has probably been his best kind of run of games in a United shirt since he's come over to us. So I'm not going to really put all of the hopes and dreams to turn the game around on those two individuals. I was hoping that we might have another Maverick to kind of replace Bruno, because realistically, he is an enigma almost. He's not someone that you would look at and say, he's amazing every single week. But what he does do, yeah, is he takes risks. And we needed him on the pitch to do so. When I looked at United's bench, we had midfielders, yeah, and this is outfield players. We had Fletcher Academy, Fredrickson Academy, we had Lacey Academy, and then we had Malacia, hasn't played a game in probably over 18 months. We had Martinez, Xerxes, Mantato. Now, realistically, the only person that you could ideally say is bring on Xerxes for Bruno, drop Mount into, say, Bruno's position, and just hope he can, I'm going to say it, hope he can relight his fire, and let's get the Chelsea Mason Mount out of the box and he just starts tearing it up. We didn't do that. What we did do at half time, as we went in, we took off Bruno and we brought on Martinez. So Casemiro being yellow carded today meant Ugarte was starting. Bruno coming off and Martina coming on meant we had Ugarte and Martinez as a deep line midfielder. That isn't a risk. That is not going for the game. That's not trying to win the game for me. That says a lot of negativity. And what that does for the opponent is says, you know what? Let's go at them. Let's keep pressing, because they clearly either don't rate us or they've got no ideas. Let's pressure them. 10 minutes into the halftime, into the second half, Watkins gets the ball, gives it to Rodgers. Rodgers again, 1v1 with Euro, cuts back inside from the same angle, hits the same side netting, and beats the same defender in the exact same way. 2-1 Villa. And at this point, I still don't feel like United has come out of first and second gear. Now, you could argue that looking at the squad, at the starting lineup, that arguably we should have basically put them to bed in the first half, but it wasn't nothing like that. Villa were up for it. You got to remember, their confidence is high today. And after the game that we had against Bournemouth, we needed to be way more focused in the defensive areas and way more locked in regards to finishing our chances. I mean, Cunha, after the 2-1 from Rodgers, Cunha had a ball, a lovely floating ball from Dorgu, free as a bird in the 6-yard box, and Cunha headers the ball past the post. The geezer's got a 50 pence for a head, I tell you, because from 6 yards out, you should be hitting a target. There was no defenders near him. Emi was flat on his heels. He wasn't getting there. All you had to do is get it on target. For me, I wanted to see Šeško there because I feel like Šeško would have buried that. We had loads of near misses, maybes, very close. But other than that, there was nothing really for Villa to worry about. I mean, they're sitting top 4 now, top 3 even. And they've got probably one of the best defensive records next to Arsenal's in the top 3. And they look good for it, to be honest with you. They look very controlled, organised. Everyone has an idea. Everyone knows exactly what their role is. And they done their task as it was meant to be. United, can't say the same. There was a lot of people running around, not really knowing where they meant to be honest with you. We were on the wings and really didn't have an idea of how to break a team down, how to break the press. There was no one that was in a deep role, that was happy to, take a risk and pass a ball through the lines, beating 3 or 4 players. We had none of that today, especially in the second half. And the worrying thing is, Bruno coming off at halftime, he's our talisman, he's our creator, he's our goal scorer, and not having him in the squad is going to be a massive impact on the squad, as you can see in the second half today. We've got a run of games now where realistically, we don't really want to be losing any key players. I mean, the fact that Kobe Mainoo wasn't on the bench today, and he would have been an ideal replacement for Bruno today, but apparently he's got a minor injury. Could he be working in his brother's t-shirt shop, printing t-shirts? Who knows? I don't know. That don't look good though for me. With all the publicity he's had around him since Monday and all the talks that, AVLMUN's been having in the press, it's not looking good for him, to be honest, with the relationship he's got with the manager. So you may expect an exit possibly in January. Hopefully not, because I do really like Mainoo, but I'm not sure. I've got a few concerns because the formation looks a little bit amiss. Was it 3-4-3 today? I mean, at times it was looking like 4-3-3, to be quite honest to you. But even that, we didn't look in control. Do we have enough creative players, people that understand their roles and, are playing for the shirt and really kind of, trying to create something and really giving us quality every match? Yeah, we do. We only have a small number of those. 2 or 3 at best. A couple of them are already on AFCON in Mbumo and Ahmad. Do the team look confident? They do until we concede, to be honest. We always look confident going forward. We look less confident defending our goal. So that is a worry. Because in order for us to be able to get a run of games and to be really able to put our foot down on, getting 3 points and walking into sides and people looking at us as a threat, we need to stop people from scoring. I feel like at the moment, everybody that faces United are probably fancying themselves to get a goal. Whether or not they're losing or not, they feel like, whatever happens, we'll get a chance. We just need to make sure we are putting our chances away. And I feel like that's what everybody feels at the moment when they're facing United. And if you think to yourself, realistically, the last time that United never conceded was against Everton. Sorry, not against Everton. Was against Sunderland when we won 2-0. Outside of that, United have conceded in every game. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in our last 9 or 10 games, we've conceded at least 1 goal. That's not good at all in the Premier League. We're currently sitting 7th, just below Sunderland and Liverpool. We're a point adrift from Sunderland. And we've got a run of games that realistically you want to get a result out of, and we should, but you think to yourself, will we? We've got Newcastle, Wolves, we should get a point off. Leeds, who knows, because they're in a decent run of form at the minute. And then Burnley. I'm not expecting any excuses over that period. And really and truly, over the Christmas period, you've got the run of games that are quite compact. So you'll say that realistically, Newcastle and Wolves are the games that are really going to test us. And we don't really have the squad depth that you would want at this time of year, through injuries and whatever else. AVLMUN definitely needs to look at the squad, look at the academy players. We had a couple come off the bench today in Lacey and Fletcher, and they didn't look horrible. But I feel like he's going to need to take a risk. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go on to the ratings, although I don't even know if the boys deserve it today, to be honest with you. And realistically, I don't think they do. I really don't. Do you know what? I'm looking at the team sheet and I'm thinking to myself, no one really deserves anything from me, to be quite honest with you. What they need to do is wake up. Do you know what? They're not getting no ratings from me today. They're not. I'm not doing it. Until I see a performance that I'm really proud of and I say to you, you know what? I'm going to give the ratings of these guys. Last week, we showed some heart, we battled, and we played to the 90th minute, literally. Today, we lacked all of that. And I feel like some of the boys need to look at themselves and say, I could have done better. Cunha definitely could have had a brace today, at the very least. But he's not the only one. So like I said to you at the beginning, please click follow, leave your comments, and share and like. We're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and we're on TikTok. This is your boy Monts. Peace.